Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I'm excited to come to you for another fresh new Friday episode. The spring rush is hitting hard. I know everyone in the country is just about on the bandwagon now. We've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks about just it hit us early. It hits us a couple weeks earlier than it hits you guys up north. But now I think everyone is fully in depth and fully entrenched in the process, and we love it. We love every second of it. It's tiring, but it's very rewarding in the end. You build your business, you build your family, you do a lot of things during this season of life. You figure out who you are a lot of times. If you're young in business, then you're going to figure out a lot in this time. You're going to figure out what you're made of. If this industry is the industry for you, you're going to learn all that stuff in the middle of spring rush. So don't want to spend a ton of time talking about spring rush. We've talked about that a lot on the last couple of shows, but it's just something that's kind of pertinent and relevant. And so we want to always make sure that we're bringing content that everyone can relate to. And if you are in the service business right now, pretty much any home service business, even if you're not even a landscaper listening to the show, then you kind of understand what we're talking about. HVAC companies are slammed right now. It's getting hot down here. Everybody's air conditioned. They're figuring out if they're going to work or not. And so pool companies are getting started. They're going to start opening pools pretty soon. All of the stuff, the pest control, all the bugs are starting to come out. So it's a very, very busy time of year for service businesses. And so while we're talking about that really fast, let's hop into one thing that I want to really hit on and say how important it is that you have mutual friends and good relationships with other service business owners or operators or whatever you want. You want somebody in their business that you can be friends with and have a good referral partner in. So most of you probably know that I'm in a referral group. I'm in a couple actually here in my hometown, and they've been awesome for me. I've generated way more money out of those than I ever have invested into them. So it's been a fantastic investment for me. Now, they might not be for everybody. It depends on which ones you have in your area. They're not all great. I don't like all of them, but the ones that I'm in, they've turned out very well. So I would suggest looking into some sort of networking referral group that isn't too high commitment, but enough to keep you makes you want to actually refer people, and so makes other people want to refer you as well. So I was just saying that, so I'm a part of that, and I would say we make a lot of good friendships and build relationships with other contractors. And so you need to, we always say it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. That's 100% true in this business, and you need to have other contractors that know who you are. You need to have other business owners that are friends with you, because so in the lawn care industry, we really can go pretty frequently and not even see any of our clients. Like, I have clients that I have never ever dealt with before, ever. I've never seen them. I've never talked to them on the phone. Like, we've literally emailed and texted back and forth. They've signed approvals, and I don't even know what their voice sounds like. They could be standing in front of me in the store, and I would not know who they are. And we also have clients that we do communicate with. We see them, they're home all the time, and we build good relationships with them as well. But there's a lot of times we don't really interact with our clients. And even if you have talked to them on the phone or something, 90% of the time I would say you're not talking to them at the house. There's a lot of times where you're just in and out. Time is key in this business. You have to make the best use of your time, and you can't stand around and talk for 30 minutes each time you're at somebody's house. So a lot of times we don't have good interactions, but I tell you who does is a lot of other service business operators and owners, because they are dealing, especially people that have to work inside of the home. So service businesses that are inside of the house all the time, like plumbing, painting, HVAC has to go in the house pretty good bit. All of these services, pest control has to go in a pretty good bit. These services that have to actually go inside the home, well, a lot of times the homeowner's going to be there. There's not very frequently where you're just going to say, here, I'll leave my door unlocked. You can just go in my house and have free reign to whatever. Now, now down the road, you're going to build relationships with that company. You're going to know your tech, and that's going to be okay. People are going to do that, but 90% of the time, I would say somebody's going to be home at least at some point during that transaction of you being there, showing up, going in the house, or leaving somewhere in that process. And so that is something that I really believe could benefit you if you have that friendship, because they are going to talk to the homeowner. The homeowner's going to talk to them. They're going to ask questions. They're going to say, well, do you know a good grass guy? Do you know a good guy that can come out and do weed control and fertilization in my property? Do you have somebody that can trim my hedges? We get that all the time from other business owners that have said, hey, yeah, I get asked all the time. So honestly, it's kind of hard. Like, I feel bad sometimes being in referral groups because I try to refer as many people as I can, but I really don't have that much human interaction in our business other than the employees. Like, we see people in the general public, but we don't deal face-to-face, even phone-to-phone, with a lot of our customers. And so that's something that I just want to make sure that you are taking advantage of this year. Don't leave money on the table because you're not building relationships as you should be. If you just build the relationships, then the money will come. You're going to build that time, spend the time, invest the time, take them to coffee, take them to lunch, whatever it is. Spend 30 minutes a week, 1 week out of your year, and just go build a relationship with somebody, and then follow up with them every couple months and just say, hey, how you doing? We'd love to help you if we can anyway. If you have anybody that's ever asking for lawn care, send them our way. And that's just a great way to add new leads into your company, because it's just like, it's free most of the time. You just build relationships. It might cost you a $5 Starbucks or a $15 lunch at the local barbecue place. Like, that's it. And so you want to take that time, you want to take the money, invest it the right way. I would say that's a leading contributor into growing new leads and getting new customers into your business this season. So Spring Rush, people are like, what? Let me talk to the people out there whose phones aren't ringing off the hook. The ones that, so we say, I've said many times, like, oh, we're busy, everyone's busy, like, I know you're in the thick of it, you're mowing till dark. Like, we've had a lot of those messages, just people that I've been interacting with, and just like, it is crazy time of the year. But I promise you, there's somebody out there listening that's not the case for you. Your phone isn't ringing off the hook, you're not getting all the leads that you want, you're not growing your business at the rate that you think you should be. Well, let me tell you this, the only reason you're not growing your business at the rate that you think you should be is because it's your own fault. It is your own fault. You control your destiny. You control your business's destiny. You have to figure out what is going wrong, and whether that be not doing the quality of service that you need to be doing, maybe it's not doing the correct marketing, maybe it's not taking the time and going and building those referral groups and building those relationships. I don't know what it is in your company, but you can change it. You can change your business in a matter of a couple months. It can go from death to life very quickly, and it's up to you. So Spring Rush, you have to take advantage of that. You have to. Right now is the easiest time to market. It's the easiest time. It's hard because it's competitive. There's a lot of other people doing it, but at the same time, there's calls coming in all the time. Like, you're not having to search out work. Work is coming to you. Work is coming to contractors. Now, yeah, you might have a couple other contractors bidding on the work, but people are actively searching to get things done. In the heat of the summer, that's not necessarily the case. You might have to run some ads. You might have to put some feelers out there, and maybe try to entice somebody, maybe try to bring them in and sell some more work that way. This time of year, that's usually not the case. So if they're not calling you, what can you do to make yourself better? One, offer the best quality work that there is in the community. You have to start that with your own customers. If you can't do that with your own customers, then why would they ever refer you? You have to think about it that way. Like, yeah, you could generate some new leads, drum up some new business off of somebody who's never done business with you before, but are they going to turn into recurring customers? You have to decide that for you and your business. So do the best quality work this time of year. I know it's busy, but even in the busyness, don't get lost. Don't lose the quality. That's something that we're having to do. So the guys we'll probably come back and talk on this in a little bit at the end of the show, but we're getting to the point now the guys are starting to do some things on their own. And I talked about this in one of the shows where I talked about how we went from the peak to ground zero. Go find that. I don't remember what the title is, but we talked about that in that episode, that I wasn't doing quality control the way that I should be. And when our previous foreman was out running and doing the routes on his own with another guy, I was not doing quality control checks. I was just trusting that it was done. And then when I was put back in the field after he quit, I was seeing properties that I had not seen in a month, 2 months, some of them 3 months. and I realized, oh my goodness, some of this stuff is not the right way. It's not the right way we do things. And so you need to make sure that you're keeping up quality control this time of year, especially when you're busy. Like, if you're busy, you can't let the busyness overtake the quality, because you cannot lose trust with your own customers. If you lose trust with your own customers, why would anybody else come to you? It's like I just said, they're not going to refer you. So make sure you stay on top of that this time of year. Make sure your quality is up to the best of your ability. Another thing you need to be doing, you need to be trying to keep the schedule the best you can. This is a tough thing to do right now. It is so hard to keep a schedule because you don't know how long you're going to be doing things. You never know how long it's going to take. You never know if it's going to rain the night before and you're going to have to double or triple cut things. Like, it's all part of it. But I want to tell you this, because this was actually a conversation I was just having with a dude the other day, another mutual friend of mine, and we were talking about how important communication is if you're going to miss appointments. So step number one is you want to make your appointments. You don't want to miss your appointments. You want to show up to your lawns on time. You want to show up on the days of the week that you said you will. You want to get your schedule in check as soon as you can. But when you say that, if the rain comes up, you can't control that. That's not up to you. You don't control the weather. So if you have to miss something, if you're behind a couple hours, then please just communicate that to the customer. When you act accurately, I don't know what the correct word for that would be, but when you relay that to the customer in a timely manner and you let them know, I'm sorry I'm not going to make it today. We got held off on a job longer than I thought we would. Is there any way we can reschedule for tomorrow? Then 9 times out of the 10, that customer is going to be okay with that. They want somebody to come out and show up, but they want somebody that will communicate with them as well. So maybe you do have to miss a meeting. Just communicate that. Go over and above, and do not let them think that you're ghosting them. That's something that I've seen and had to deal with this year about not getting back to people fast enough. So we talked about quality. Don't let your busyness override your quality. You want your communication to be good. You want to show up when you say you're going to show up. If you set an appointment to go do an estimate and you can't meet the customer, then, like I said, just communicate. But you also want to make sure that you get back to people in a timely manner. You can gain new customers this year just because of that. If you just do that one thing, you could slack on all of the other ones, but you get back to people in a timely manner, like really quickly. You answer the phone the first time. You say, yes, I can get out and get you an estimate this afternoon or this evening as soon as I finish up my work day. Or you can hop on a satellite and take a picture of it and measure it from the sky. Like if you're in a populated area, then those are things that you literally could grow your business overnight. Because with not that much extra work, just answer your phone when people call you. I've had people call me when I've been working, and this season. I've lost customers this season because of this. I've had people call me. I missed their call while I was on the mower or something. I said I'll call them back. I would forget. I would call them back later that evening, and that maybe 4, 5, 6 hours go by, and I lose that customer because they said they'd already found somebody. And that could have been, who knows what that customer could have been. I talked about this previously on a show, so I don't want to just harp on this all day, but maybe you haven't listened to that show. You never know what's on the other end of the line. Like, you never know. So it's always worth taking the call and at least getting a feel for what they're trying to do. You never know who that person knows. So even if you can't help them, you give them a timely response. You let them know, sorry, I can't help you, but I want to refer you to somebody that can. And maybe that positive communication and interaction with them, then they're going to refer you to somebody down the road, whoever asks, hey, do you know somebody that can do this? Well, then they might be like, yeah, they couldn't help me, but I think they can help you, and they were great to work with. They answer the phone, so on and so forth. So make sure that you get back to people in a timely manner. Return calls as fast as you can. Get estimates sent out as fast as you can. So if you've ever heard Mike Andy speak on this, Augusta Lawn Care, they send out all of their estimates via satellite. They try to send out their estimate while they're on the phone with the customer. They try to keep them on the phone long enough, ask them questions, get their information, to keep them on the phone long enough to literally have their estimate to them before they even hang up. That's amazing. That's a great opportunity. Now, in our area, we can't do that because we're in a little more rural area, and so it's populated, but we don't have satellite views of all the houses. We don't have street views, and the satellite views, we're very heavily wooded, so the trees can block the yard a pretty good bit. So it's hard to send out estimates without actually putting eyes on the property. But I would encourage you to do that for any property that you can. Any property you have a street view on, anything like that, send out the estimate literally like the minute you hang up the phone. Just pull it up on Google Maps, figure it out, put it in your CRM, send the automated message, and just say, here's your estimate. Thank you for reaching out. Let me know if we can help you. Those are huge things, like little tasks, little things that don't cost a lot of money. You don't have to go spend $1,000 on marketing every month to gain new customers. You just have to do little things in running the business that make it more efficient and effective and more what is the word? I'm not the best English major. My grammar was okay, but the most pleasant to work with from the customer side of things. I want to work with a company when I'm a consumer that is super easy, super just fast and efficient. And I broke a window last week. We found a glass guy the same day. I will use this glass guy for the rest of his time that he's in business, because he was so good at those things I just talked about. He answered the phone his first call, or I think he actually missed it, but he called me back within like 2 or 3 minutes. He was just on the other line. He got me an estimate, literally on the phone with me. He was able to tell me. And so it was just a fantastic thing that we were able to build that relationship right there just by learning about this glass company. Now I have somebody, I hope to bring him to my referral group. I want to bring him in. He can tell anybody about lawn care now that when he's in their house replacing their windows. Maybe another lawn care company breaks a window and that's like the 10th straw and the customer gets mad about it. Well, then they might need a new lawn care guy. He can say, well, I know this guy, they do good work, and it happens, but if it's the 10th mess up, then yeah, you never know. You might have to cut him loose. But anyway, that's what happened. It's just building great relationships and a good referral partner in that glass company. So do those little things. You don't have to spend a ton of money on marketing. I'll tell you what, I want to take a break and hear a word from today's show sponsor, Launchpreneur Academy. Thanks to Brian for everything he's doing for the community and partnering with us here on the show. It's been an honor to be able to just talk about the things going on in the Launchpreneur Academy and be a part of that. I highly encourage you to go spend some time there on the website. Go get familiar with it. It's a very smooth process, very easy checkout. All the documents there are literally like pennies on the dollar when you look at the value that you get from them. So postcards, they can help you get postcards through Postcard Mania, a lot of different flyer templates, things like that, a lot of contracts, forms, everything you need there to be more official in business. I know you can get it from Launchpreneur Academy. So go check them out. Let's hear a word from them, and then we'll hop right back on into the show.
Are you excited about this upcoming season and making it your best year ever? Still not sure where to start with knowing your numbers and running a predictably profitable business? We want to introduce you to a brand new resource called the Know Your Numbers Profitability and Pricing Calculator, available exclusively at the Launchpreneur Academy. We're here to help you understand how to recover your overhead, calculate your man-hour rate, price lawns correctly, budget a profitable margin, and so much more. You deserve to have the best information that you can to help you build your business and run it as profitably as possible. Get a handle on knowing your numbers today with the Profitability and Pricing Calculator, exclusively available at LaunchpreneurAcademy.com.
Okay, so I want to talk about marketing really quickly, and I said you don't have to spend a bunch of money on marketing right before we went into the break, and that's 100% true. You don't have to spend a bunch of money on marketing, but is there a time when you're going to have to actually spend money on marketing? I do believe there is, and you can hear... When you look at the community, you hear a lot of different people say a lot of different things about marketing. A lot of people say you 100% should be marketing all the time. You should always be spending money on marketing. Have a monthly budget set. You should always be spending that. You also hear people say, I never spent a dime on marketing. I'm only word of mouth. We've only grown from referrals. And there's that point of view as well. And I don't think either one is necessarily wrong. I think they both have their advantages and disadvantages for sure. The ones that are marketing constantly 24/7, I think the goal and the kind of the evidence in that is they're going to be a little more recession proof, I should say. They're going to be marketing their brand, their name is going to be out there consistently. So they're not going to have to ramp up marketing when sales go dry, because they've been doing it consistently. And so they've built a basis, and I think that's kind of the goal there, and the point of view is like, hey, when we do this all the time, then we're not going to have to add anything to it when things get tough. When times get tough, maybe you have to sell a little bit harder. People aren't just calling you up as easy. And so I think that's the point of view there. The ones that say word of mouth, well, that goes back to the whole last 5 minutes of what I've talked about getting in a networking group, growing relationships and things like that. Because when you are a referral-based business, then that's what it's all about. And you can do that. You can grow without spending a bunch of money on marketing. I'll be honest, my money that I've spent on marketing has been building the websites. I've built 2 websites so far. I've had 2 built, I should say. I have not built them. The first one I had built right when I was got into business, and that was a good website. It served its purpose. Thankful for them for building that. But this past spring, I decided to go ahead and work with Branded Bull with Adam there, and Adam and Lauren, and they did a fantastic job. I mean, like, killer job on my website. You want to always be looking like the company you want to be, not the company that you are at the moment. And so that's my goal in the website. Is like I wanted to build it bigger and better than I currently am, but I wanted to build one that I knew I could grow into. And so we're going to build this website out, or it's been built out. They built it out, Branded Bull, and it's awesome. You can go look at it, growinggreenlandscapes.com, and just check it out. Look at some of their work. I think it's really, really professional, and that was my investment in marketing so far this season. I've actually spent some money on some yard signs, and I've done some things in the past. I've boosted some posts and things and such like that, but I don't really do a lot of like Google marketing. I don't do a lot of Google ads. I don't pay for a lot of stuff. I don't boost the very many posts. And the thing is like it's worked for me. So that's why I get the point of view when people are like, I've never spent a dime on marketing. I've only grown word of mouth referral, and so I understand that. I really do. But I also see the other side of like, hey, you do need to be marketing. You don't want your brand to just be referrals, because like what happens when times do get tough, and so people don't see you if you're not on social media, and you're not on the internet, then people are not gonna they're not gonna know where you are. I also would say though that when you do look into getting a website built, definitely vet out your people who you're using to build it. Make sure you're getting one that you're not getting ripped off. First off, make sure you own all the rights to your website. Make sure that you own your domain, and that if you ever cancel with them, don't get some subscription-based service where you have to pay them a monthly fee to host the website and they own the website. Do not do that. It's the biggest mistake you can make. You need to pay somebody, have them build the website, have the copyright in your name. You own the website, and you own the domain. Go to GoDaddy, get a domain, and then have someone else build it. And so that's what we've done. It has been awesome. I can't wait to see in the first 4 weeks that thing's been built. We've already generated quite a few leads off of it, and I've put nothing else into it. Like, I haven't tried to push it at all. Haven't really even pushed it in our local community much. And so it's been awesome to see that it's actually working, and super smooth, super simple. Form submissions are very easy. And this is also just a little tip that I wanted to throw out there that I'm doing in my business this year. And I just started this the other day. I just found it out. Super random, super niche. I can never decide which word to say there. Some people say niche, some people say niche. I don't know. I feel weird every time I say either or. But anyway, one thing that I'm doing. So if you have your website and you have like your standard form submission, when someone goes in there and fills out the form, well, then it's going to send you an email and let you know like, hey, you have a new form submission. I have actually created that. I've marked that email, that no reply email that it sends. I marked that and created a contact with a name. And so I actually put that name as new lead read now or something like that. I forget, or a new form submission. But I capitalized it. I did all caps on the name, so it sticks out to me. It's very big, very bold. When the email comes in, I don't miss it. And I think I even put like some stars, some emojis or something in there. So I definitely see that every time it comes in, because when you get I get a lot of emails every single day, and I have 2 emails. I have my work email and my personal email as well, and they're both joined in my iCloud. So 2 separate emails, but they're both on the same like app. And so when I look at there, it's filtering through both of those emails. So a lot of emails, 60, probably 50, 60 emails coming through every single day. And the thing, and that might not be a lot to some of you, but for me it is. It's very easy to get lost is where I was going with that. It's very easy to get lost in the weeds. If you have a new form submission come in, you could very easily scroll past it. So I wanted to take that out. I wanted to take the room for error out of me missing someone, not getting back with them, because that has happened before. I've missed them, and like we said earlier, you got to get back to people very quickly. In today's world, in today's business, the landscape industry, you have to be prompt in getting back to people. We are an industry that is very reliant on that, honestly. And I talked about this a while back, but it's just, I think as a consumer, the world that we've turned into now is a very, I want it now, I don't want to wait. And so that's part of the reason is that customers don't want to wait. They do not want to wait anymore. They want the fastest estimate possible. In all these local what's happening groups in our local cities, every single day I see posts that one of them is, I see a post that says, one of them, or a couple posts here. There's one that says, I need my grass cut today. There's some that say, I need my grass cut this weekend. I need to cut at 7 p.m. on a Saturday. And I'm literally like, what are you doing? Like, why do you think you can tell me what to do? But that's just the industry that we've, and I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't really like that because it makes us like not a real business. People don't call the bank after 5 p.m. The bank is closed, and you're not going to get a loan filled out, or you're not going to get cash in the bank if it's after 5 p.m. It's not going to show up till the next day. And so I'm like, why do we not have those standards? But anyway, that's another talk for another day. I don't want to get into that whole thing. But the point is we need to be better as an industry. We need to get back to people sooner. We need to make sure that our communication is up. We need to market. We need to build referrals. We need to do all those things to just become better business owners. And this time of year, it's not easy. It's hard to stay on top of things. Please just build your business the best as you can from the inside out. You can do the work. We all know you can do the work. You're a professional at doing the work. Work on the business side of things this time of year as much as you can. Get you a good CRM, whether it be Yardbook, Jobber, Element, Synced Up, Single Ops, whatever works for you. Find one that works and implement it. And a lot of the higher end softwares, the ones that you really have to get onboarded on, and it takes some time to learn. It's tough to do that this time of year because you've got a lot of different irons in the fire. You've got a lot of different things going on, and so it's hard to make that time commitment. You almost kind of miss the jump. But I will say this, don't wait until next year. Like I say you almost missed the jump, but you didn't. Like, it's going to be hard. It's going to cause more work, maybe a little more stress than what it would have if you did it in February. But go ahead and do it. Just because it's going to be a little more inconvenient doesn't mean you wait until January of 2024 to do that. That's like 9 more months of you having an inefficient business. You leave a lot of money on the table. So make the time, make the investment, and just go on that route. Get you a good CRM. Find somebody to answer your phones if you can't answer them. So we talk about answer and very quickly, very rapidly. If you can't do that, if you're on the mower a lot, that's okay. But find a service that can help you. Find a service that a virtual answering service that can answer your calls for you, and they act like they're a part of your business, and that's a good thing. That's like it makes you sound like a professional business. So let me tell you this: if you have a website that looks very professional and it looks like a big company, and then you have someone else answering the phone, the first impression that many people are going to get from you when they call is like, wow, this is a big company. We want to do business with them. If they treat you right, if the answering service is a good service, they make the new leads feel welcomed and things like that, then they could really benefit for you and pay off in the long run. I truly believe that it would be a huge asset to your company if you could do that. And they're not even that expensive. They're very nominal. I'm actually in the process of looking for one of those right now. But get you a good bookkeeper. Go to thelandscapingbookkeeper.com and please sign up with them like yesterday. At least schedule a call. If you're doing $100,000 and I would say maybe even less than that. If you're doing $100,000, you 100% need to have a bookkeeper. No doubt about it. Do not spend your time, unless you're like an accountant, you have an accounting background and you like that stuff. Don't put it off on your wife who doesn't want to do it. Don't put it off on your mother-in-law who doesn't want to do it either. Just hire it out. Sub it out. The same way you sub out your weed control fertilization because you don't want to do that. You don't want to do the time it takes to go get the test and the licensing. Well, guess what? You don't want to take the time to learn accounting and do all of that. So hire it out to a good bookkeeper. Megan and Joey will really help you. They'll transform your business. They do about 40 clients in the green industry, all green industries. They have really good benchmarks of what the green industry should be looking like. What are the different highs and lows? What are your profits? What your percentages should be? After your first couple years, or I think it's your first year of data, they start helping you with benchmarks, and they have to get that in there. You have to have a year background history, just so because if they onboard you in January, then they're probably going to see a net loss. But if they onboarded you in June, they're going to see like a big net positive probably. So you want to find that balance and get the whole year in there. But landscapingbookkeeper.com, thelandscapingbookkeeper.com. I know I said that fast, but go check that out. Schedule a free 15-minute call. Just tell them you heard about it here on the Growing Green podcast, and they will be happy to help you. Also, Equip registration is open. You need to be registering yesterday. Use code GG50 and save some money there. I think it'll save you half off of early registration, pre-registration, which I'm pretty sure that if you register now and you use the code, I think you get in for like $12, $12.50 or something like that. I think they did raise their prices a little bit this year. They went up from $20 to $25. So pretty sure you get in for $12.50. Just go stick the code in there. You don't have to use my code if you don't want to. It doesn't really matter. But just save some money. Don't use somebody's code. Save some money. Don't spend an extra $12.50 if you don't have to. So register for that. We cannot wait to see everybody in Louisville. We're going to talk about Equip much more down the road as we get into the summer, because that's just like, man, when we get to like August, then it like all your focus turns to Equip. You get through the dog days of summer. August is here. Fall is right around the corner. Leaves are going to start falling in September, October here. And then it's like, man, Equip is on us. So go ahead and register for that today. I know it sounds like it's a long way away, but it'll actually be here before you know it. Check out LaunchpreneurAcademy.com. Like I said, really good resources there. I've personally used them in my business. I am a customer. I really like them. I like everything they got going on there. So also pray for Brian and Liz. I think they're going to be having the baby any day now. They might have actually already had him before the show airs, but I don't know for sure. But I know it's coming. Even if they haven't had him yet, then just keep them in your prayers over the next couple of days and weeks ahead. They're navigating that 2 under 2 lifestyle, and that's crazy. I don't know if I'm ready for that, but they have a lot of great things going on. Broke ground on the house, which is amazing. Going to add a newborn into the mix, and so a lot of fun things happening. And a lot of you out there look up to Brian, and blessed to call him a friend. And it just means the world that we have a community around us that supports each other, that builds each other up, doesn't tear everybody down. Each and every one of you that listen is just like, hey, you're all supporting, like you're all building each other up. You're building me up. I hope we build you up in a little bit, some way, shape, or form. Just some of these tips today, maybe they'll help you. Maybe they can change your business. It's nothing profound. Like I said, we always say that here on the show. I'm never going to really change your life with some motivational statement, but I am going to just shoot straight with you. I'm going to say that like the things you need to be doing and the things that I have done wrong and that I need to be doing better. And so when we do all those things, when we're constantly striving to be better, then we'll go up. We'll increase. And I believe that we really, truly can do that and have a really good year ahead of us. So without any further ado, that is probably going to wrap this episode up. But thanks for listening in. Let me know how the audio is. We did these on these new microphones again, and I don't know how it sounds. But if it sounds bad, shoot me a DM and tell me it sounds terrible, and I won't do it anymore. Maybe, but it's very convenient being able to use these mics. Pretty handy. So hopefully it gives you pretty good audio. I hope y'all have a good weekend ahead. If you're working the weekend, get out there and crush it. You're a weekend warrior, then go crush it on Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully you get some good weather in. I know that it's kind of a big deal. You especially in the spring, like you have one or two rain days, and you can really be behind. All you guys up north, the grass can shoot up overnight to like 12 or 14 inches, which is insane. We're cutting our stuff on 1 3/4, 2 inches right now, keeping it short, keeping it tight, and we're loving every second of it. So without any further ado, that is going to wrap this episode up. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'll catch up with everybody here on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.